Peace, family. So I'm back with another one, you know what I'm saying? So today what I wanted to do was I wanted to talk to my chosen ones about you are the example. You know what I'm saying? You are the example. Yes, you are. And I am the example. You know what I'm saying? And what brought me to this subject today was I was just diving again, as I always do, 'cause that's what I love to do. And I was just thinking about my experiences in my life and being with my daughter right now for the week. Just also thinking about like how we love to be in relationships, but also how it's kind of difficult with today's society, right? So I started thinking and spiritually diving about things that I would like to enjoy or to be a part of or to be able to embrace. And like being able to have somebody compassionate, somebody that's loyal, honest, somebody you could talk to, you know, just a handful of things that you could list, you know what I'm saying, that make you feel good, and that I should say that would make me feel good, that I would love to have around, that I would love to experience, right? A lot of things, when I think about my youth and my younger growing up, I would have liked to experience those as well. But I realize now, being in this position here, I become the example. So what I wanted to experience when I was younger and what I would have liked to just experience throughout life, I realize now that I am being that example for my daughter. You know what I'm saying? So as hard as it is fighting your own battles and dealing with these things and knowing that you didn't receive these things, once you bring other beings and entities into the world, it's your responsibility. You know what I'm saying? That's my responsibility. So for me, it doesn't matter how I'm feeling, because when I have her for that week, and if I have something rough going on, you know what I'm saying, it's usually my feelings are put secondary or third. You know what I'm saying? It's not first or primary. It's this one. All the things that I didn't get to feel and experience, I make sure that I'm available to be that example for her. So it's kind of like, you know, I'm near a creek. So let's just say it's kind of like you and some buddies is just want to go out there and just jump the creeks and see which one is the biggest creek spot to leap across. Somebody's going to be that first example to jump the biggest part. You know what I'm saying? And I realize with us chosen ones, that's usually us. We usually stick ourselves down in there as the example. So when you are placing yourself as the example, is going to be a lot more pressure and weight, and it's gonna be a lot more mixed emotions and feelings, because you're giving something that you did not even get to receive your own self. You know what I'm saying? So, and it doesn't stop you from wanting. It definitely doesn't stop me from wanting to. I love doing it. Like, I put everything I got into it. The universe set it up to where I got her for a full week. She has all my energy and attention, even though I still get my work done. But then I got a whole week without her where I don't have to be emotionally available there for her. You know what I'm saying? But when she's in my presence and I have her, I'm emotionally available for her. Even if I'm busy and I'm doing something for a second, it's only but so many times I'm going to allow myself to say that I'm busy, or 1 second or 2 seconds or 5 minutes. You know what I'm saying? Because I am the example. So in my mind, when I was younger, if I was hearing that a lot, then I knew it would not be shit to come from it, so I might as well do what the fuck I want to do. You know what I'm saying? But for me, being self-awareness and knowing that I'm placing myself as the example, that I have to be aware of this. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter if I'm in a place to where I really need to get it done and I'm about to get frustrated because I want to get this done, but she needs my energy. If I'm having a hard time balancing that out, I'll just put what I'm doing to the side and give her that energy, because in the back of my spirit world, it's always like, you have a whole week without her. I know everybody's situation isn't organized the same, but that's my method for me as far as like how I'm placing myself as an example as far as my little being and the other ones around me. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that's what a lot of us all do, and that's kind of why we take the brute of everything that happens around us, and we're a little bit harder on ourselves when we make mistakes, you know what I'm saying? Even though we learn from them, we still tend to be like, you know what? We start adding more pressure onto ourselves, so that way when we come across that obstacle again, we won't have the same results, because we're not in that toxic low vibrational cycle where it's gonna be the same thing and we're getting the same results. Nope. We're gonna do it a few times, and if it ain't working, we're gonna flip the script, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like that's just important for us to be aware of, just understanding that like we are the example. So yes, it is gonna be some days or some weeks or maybe a month or some months that's gonna be extremely difficult, because you're the example in your whole environment around you. That's why this technology is helpful. Because I know for me, if it was more of me around my area, I would be mingling with all of them. Trust me, we would all be building. Because when I interact and engage with people, I'm always trying to figure out how can I add more value to them, or how can I bring value to them. You know what I'm saying? Or what can we build together? When I'm thinking build, I'm thinking upward, build up, build up. I'm not thinking build down or build out. I'm thinking build up. Let's just build up. It's been too many other directions thrown out there, so until we start giving some instruction and directions and fucking standing on it and then meaning it, like it's still gonna be a little bit of weird confusionness in between there. And I know for a lot of us, we're trying to eliminate all the witchy shit around us. You know what I'm saying? We don't want no parts of it, and if we have to be involved with it, we make sure it's at the bare minimum as possible. You know what I'm saying? But we are the examples. We are the examples. So when I get to that space and knowing that I'm an example, what also comes with being an example is you're not always gonna have somebody to call or to circulate your energy with when you're in a certain kind of space. You know what I'm saying? And what happens is you aren't able to circulate your energy the way you would like to, because most of the people around you, you're probably helping. And if you're not helping, it's people that you engage with because, you know, they're just in your vicinity. So it's really more so in proximity range. But it's going to be tricky, because it's like when you're being an example, you're the teacher. You know what I'm saying? The teacher doesn't go to the students when it needs fucking help with like getting some papers or something organized. You know what I'm saying? It has to find another teacher or somebody higher up. You know what I'm saying? And I know for a lot of us, there's so much witchy shit out here, it's hard to find people higher than us, because it's hard to find people on the same level with us. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I also feel like the technology is super important as well too, because now instead of having to engage with all the witchy motherfuckers around me, now you can kind of use the technology to sift through and find these needles in the haystack a lot easier. You know what I'm saying? So just constantly remembering and keeping that in mind, that you are the example. So being the example, you're going to have things a little bit harder, a little bit rougher, but you also are doing things first, so you also get that rush, that experience, that trial run before everybody else does. You know what I'm saying? It's also a lot that comes with getting to be the example and putting yourself in the teacher position, or just teaching the ones around you. I feel like we all should be sharing and passing knowledge around. You know what I'm saying? I don't believe in charging people for knowledge and information. That was something I always thought was a little offsetting. You know, just watching people or seeing people do these things on their channels or different other avenues, you know what I'm saying, or just in real life in general, you know what I'm saying. But I also know that we also need to have the finances to kind of do the things we do. But it's certain things that you can do when you chosen and you operating with the creator in the higher frequencies. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have to dig in to the matrix finance world the same way that everybody else does, because we already understand that everything is energy based. Even the money is energy based. Long as you have the right plugs and connections around you, it's possible that the energy still will flow to your direction. And that's what it took me a while to realize, because I never gave a fuck about money. Even when I didn't have it growing up, I just never gave a fuck about it. Like, it just, spiritually, I just didn't care. Even though I did do extra things sometimes to get it, to kind of do things that I need to do out here. But that was just part of me growing and learning and being a being and a man, and just learning life itself in general. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, we are the examples. You know what I'm saying? We are the motherfucking examples. Don't expect the ones around you and beside you to be standing like an example. This is a big ass tree right here. Y'all see how brolic this is? But look at all these other little branches. This tree is the example. It's giving off more energy to these other little branches and trees that's around it. You know what I'm saying? That's the example. I ain't want to run it up too long. Tapping everything down below. Peace and love to the kings and queens.